Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Haute Modesty. Today, we're going to do something different, and this is a high-end makeup tag Q&A. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, welcome back. Well, we're going to do something fun today and something that I've been watching different people do. And let me give credit to those who done this previously and where I picked it up from. Jenna Froese, I think I'm saying her name right, Kelly Gooch, Jen Phelps, and Mel Thompson. And where I saw this is Mel Thompson, and she said, if anybody's interested in doing the tag, the questions are below, so please do it. And so here I am. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And what this is this is actually how she did it was she put the most overrated high-end makeup or something like that on the actual thumbnail, but there's 14 questions and it's all about high-end makeup. And so I think it'll be really fun because I was watching hers and I'm like, okay, so what do people consider high end? And so because she's a makeup artist, I'm not, and so I learned a lot from her, and so it was very interesting listening to her. And also I watched all of the other ones, and everybody has different favorites, and everybody answers them differently. And this is what I like about it. It's not like you watched one person and so you know all the answers, but this is really, really fun. So let's get started. The first question is, if you could only use one high-end brand, what would it be? Now, I didn't read through all of these again. I remember them answering things like this, but I don't remember exactly what's here. So it may take me a moment to kind of really think about it. As far as this one here, I do remember this one, but this fluctuates. For me right now, since you're asking me right now, what one brand would I use? And I'm going to have to say, at one point I would have said Pat McGrath, but I have to say Natasha Denona because of the, she has foundation, she has highlighters, and of course, so does Pat McGrath, but I'm comfortable with Natasha Denona's product more so because to me, Pat McGrath product, they're wonderful, they're great, but it looks like you need a little more skill to actually operate some of them. And so I think I feel a little more comfortable actually with Natasha Denona. So if I could use only one high-end brand, it would be Natasha Denona because she does cover the spectrum of having foundation, concealer, eye makeup, blushers, lipstick, and all of that. So yeah, that's that. Okay, the next one, number 2. What's the most underrated high-end brand? This one for me is easy because it's also a brand that I kind of grew up with, right? And at one point, this is all you heard about is this brand. And all of a sudden, you don't hear much of it anymore. And I often wonder why that is, but it's because there's so many brands coming up, right? And that's MAC. And I think MAC is really underrated for the, the quality that it has. And I really love that. I really love their products. So I'm going to have to say the most underrated high-end brand would be MAC. And I think we need to start talking more about that brand. Okay, number 3. What's the most overrated high-end brand? For me, that's easy. And that's Too Faced. And I mean, they have some good shadows and they have some good things, but they're not consistent. And, when it comes to like holidays and things like that, and they come up with these holiday kits and holiday this, and there's such a hype around it, and people buy into it and buy it, and then it doesn't perform the way I expect it to perform. For example, when I bought the kit, which is the Enchanted Wonderland, And I ended up decluttering, the one that I used, and the other two that came in the kit, it's going into the giveaways because it doesn't perform for me the way I want it, the expectation of the price that you're paying for it. And then afterwards, when I put it on sale, I mean, you would have saved like $30 had you waited because it really didn't sell. And so, yep, to me, Too Faced is most overrated brand. Okay. And you know what, guys? I just want you to remember, please, no hate here because this is my opinion. Some people may love something I hate and hate what I love. That's okay. That's what makes this so much fun is that you're getting my take on it and why. And, you may have your own thoughts on it. Put it below and let me know what those are, okay? So the next one is number 4. What is your favorite high-end product under $50? My favorite high-end product under $50. That's pretty easy. And I'm going to say those are MAC lipsticks, right? And you saw from my decluttering how many I have. I mean, these are such, great products. And they come in so many different colors, so many different textures. And, it's just that you can find what you're looking for with MAC and with their lipsticks. And they come in different, like I said, in different packaging, very cute, different textures, different color shades. I mean, it's just you can't possibly own all of them. And so I have to say my favorite high-end product under $50 would be MAC lipstick, and it's $19, the ones that I was showing you. So that is really under $50. Of course, there's other things that I have to say that I love. There's some blushers and things like that, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to say one item, okay? And so number 5, what is a hidden gem from a high-end category that no one talks about? Again, this is something that they used to talk about a lot. And it was something that, everybody used. And I was introduced by it from actually a secretary at a hospital when I was a nurse. And her skin looked just so perfect. And I asked, God, what kind of foundation do you use? And she told me MAC. And I was thinking, okay, this isn't liquid foundation. So that's when she showed it to me. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, I had to reach for it. And that's this one here. And this is a powder foundation. And normally powder foundations are not really great for dry skin. But I have to tell you, I love this powder foundation. In the summer, this is like my go-to. And another thing too, as far as it's convenient, right? It comes with a little sponge underneath, like so. You notice how I've used it. And then, it's easy to touch up, especially if you're in a place that's humid and things like that. This is perfect. And it doesn't really absorb the fluid, the moisture like you would think. And I think there's moisture built into this. And so this is one that I think is something that people don't talk about anymore. And at one time, I'm going to say back in 2005-6 time frame, this is all people were talking about. All of a sudden, it's quiet. You don't hear about this anymore. And it's a shame because I think, that is a hidden gem from a high end. And even though it's high end makeup, it's not that expensive either, right? So it's $30 or so. It's not like you're paying, $100 for a foundation. So yeah, this is very good. It lasts a long time. Good for every skin type. And this is why I like it. Okay. And next, what is your favorite high-end foundation? Okay. This is hard because I have a couple. And actually, I have a few. I have one that I've been using for many years, but then I have one that I just have to keep ordering, and it's expensive. And I said to myself, I'm not going to order anymore until I use all of my other foundations, because all of my foundations are high-end. And because I can't find one that works, like the drugstore type. So, this one, let me reach for it. Give me a second. Okay. I'm going to have to say it's Clé de Peau. And this is the Radiant Foundation. And these are, I want to say, $130. They do last quite a while though. And this does come in SPF 24 sunscreen. And this is very luxurious, but it lasts forever. I don't have to touch this one up. I don't powder it, and it keeps a natural radiant look. And so, yeah, and then they come in so many shades that it's not hard to match. And aside from this, it would have to be the Charlotte Tilbury, the Flawless. Yeah, but this one definitely. But like I said, it is quite expensive, and this is one that I continue to buy. Just I said to myself, okay, I ran out of it, and this is all I reach for when I have it, so I need to use other stuff. But then I missed it so much that I actually ordered it. Yeah, after the declutter, I ordered it. So, yeah, so that's my question answered, and which is my favorite high-end foundation. That was number 6. And I'm reading the questions down here because of course I can't memorize it all, right? So I have my computer down here. I'm just reading. That's why I keep looking down. And number 7, what products do you tend to buy more at a high-end price point? That's easy. Everything. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why that is. I think because to me, in my mind, it's, cost means quality, and that's not always true. But actually, that was a joke, by the way. And what products do I tend to buy more at a high-end price point? I'm going to have to say that is the foundations. And because foundations are a lot harder to find for me, that actually, I still haven't found anything at a drugstore. Like I try CoverGirl, I try Maybelline, and they just start to separate on my skin. And when I was younger and when I was a little bit oilier in the T-zone, they would separate like by my nose. Now that I'm older, they separate kind of like in my forehead. And I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I can't seem to find anything that's not high-end that works. But like, when I say high end, I mean, cosmetics, that works, CC creams, but no, foundation doesn't work. So I have to say, the products that I tend to buy at a high end price would be foundation. Okay. And that was number 7. I don't want to skip any. Number 8, what high end brand do you think is overpriced? Clé de Peau actually definitely is very expensive. But, I mean, what they put in there, it's owned by Shiseido, right? And I can't really say that it's overpriced because their research and development, their R&D is really extensive. And majority of the cost goes to 2 places, R&D and marketing. And so, I mean, as much as they do, I mean, their marketing is not like huge, right? It's not like Too Faced or other companies that's all over the place. You rarely see them and social media and things like that. But their R&D, they spend their money in research and development. And so I think, yeah, I can't say that. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say Too Faced. Yeah, I'm gonna say Too Faced because I think that they are overpriced for what they offer. And again, please, if you love Too Faced, great. And I own a lot of Too Faced products, but they're inconsistent. That's my problem with them. They're inconsistent. And sometimes they're way overpriced, especially their holiday things, and then they drop to almost nothing, right? So I'm gonna have to say Too Faced. Okay, and next, what's your favorite high-end limited edition product? Ooh. Oh, that's hard. Let me think real quick on that. Okay, I really had to think about that one because there's so many that I actually do love that's limited edition. But I guess the one I chose is by Marc Jacobs, and it is their iconic palette, and this one is called Flamboyant. And I really love this palette, and I mean, the color of these are just beautiful. Look at it. I know it's not anything like completely unique, but the way they're put together is just beautiful. And so I have to say this has got to be my favorite limited edition high-end product. I probably have a couple from Natasha Denona as well, her palettes. But this one, I don't know. I like this. I really love this. And I was sad. I didn't think I was going to get it. But actually, I think they are still available in Sephora, actually on sale now. And so check it out if you find this interesting. So yeah. Yep, that's that. And now, let's see. Number 10. What what's the best high-end eyeshadow formula? Oh my gosh, I was going to say Pat McGrath. I mean, I would have simply said Pat McGrath. Boom. I mean, that quick a day ago until I tried another brand that is just as good. And oh my gosh, it's Tom Ford and his quad. So it's a split. I really, now it's speaking strictly for formula. It's not price point or anything like that. So I'm going to have to say Tom Ford. And I know there's so many people that are probably, jumping up and down and say, how can you say that? Well, if we're not looking at the price point, we're just looking at the formula. And Pat McGrath, definitely, I mean, beautiful, beautiful. And I would never trade my collection for the world. But I mean, this Tom Ford formula is just so incredible. And it's easy to use. It blends so easily. It's, it's not overpowering. Matter of fact, that's what I'm wearing today, is Tom Ford. This palette right here. And it's just so creamy. It's blendable. I mean, it's easy to use. It's easy for beginners. The formula is just beautiful. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay, next. Let's see. What's the worst high-end eyeshadow formula? Oh, okay. You know what? This changes with the palette, right? I'm going to have to say the inconsistencies, for me, from what I own, I'm going to have to say Too Faced. Yeah, I mean, it's inconsistent. Sometimes, it gets muddy in the darker colors. But their palettes like the pumpkin spice and the chocolate and all that stuff, it's just, they're nice. They're very nice, right? But when they start making other palettes, they become like inconsistent, especially the holiday palettes. And so, I hate to say that because some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes are Too Faced. But I mean, looking at from what I own, I mean, there's nothing out of Pat McGrath or nothing out of Natasha Denona, Marc Jacobs, Yves Saint Laurent, Tarte, all of those, MAC. I can't think of anything that I'm like, oh my God, this is so inconsistent. Other than, Too Faced. So sorry. Okay, so next. Okay, what high-end brand did you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore? Too Faced. I used to love Too Faced to a point where they could do no wrong. I mean, they just couldn't do no wrong. And now I'm not so crazy about it because, it used to be much more consistent. And now I'm seeing so much inconsistency in there, not just their eyeshadows, but other things, and it's just not, their blush, their highlighter. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's one that I used to really love. And I used to own so many of that brand. I mean, I used to have it all over the place, but now I'm trying to kind of like phase out of it. And I'm probably going to keep my few favorite ones and probably get away from the brand altogether at one point, unless they turn it around. Yeah, sad but true. Okay. And let's see. Okay. Next, almost done. 2 more. Okay. What high-end product did you not expect to like, but totally wowed you? Let me think about that one. Let's see. Okay, I don't know how I totally forgot about it. I had to actually go through my drawers and look and see what it is. And I remember when I did the first eyeshadow declutter, I talked so much about it. Matter of fact, this one made top 3. And I was so wild by it. I'm still wild by it. I love this palette and I would not give it up. And it's by KKW Beauty. Okay. This is, I love this palette. And I was so surprised. I never thought in a million years that I would like anything by Kim Kardashian. I just, she's a great influencer and things like that. But I'm thinking her making makeup, not sure. And so, but when I tried it, I purchased it and tried it. And this is the Bloom palette. So let me take a look real quick which one this is. Eyeshadow palette, Classic Bloom. Yeah, Blossom. Bloom Classic Blossom. And here it is. And I actually love this palette. And it is such a beautiful palette. And I did actually, you know, I haven't tried any of our other products, but this really did wow me. I was so surprised by the quality of it. And especially with the price. Yeah, I was happy with that. So, yeah, it's Kim Kardashian brand. That's what wowed me. Okay, and the last one, number 14. What's your favorite high-end eyeshadow palette right now? Again, oh my gosh, what a question. These are such loaded questions. Can I like give you like 10 of them? Because one, you want me to really narrow it down to one? Well, let me see. Okay, seriously, I really can't decide between the two, so I'm just going to give you two. This one here, which is Pat McGrath. And this is the number 8, Mothership number 8. Ooh, it's dusty in there. Okay, there it is. And yeah, and I really love this palette. And I've been loving this palette and I still love it right now. Matter of fact, I bought one just recently with the pink chrome and that whole collection again, even though I own this one. But that'll be to collect. And then the other one, like I said, I can't make up my mind between the two. And I'm sorry, I should only pick one, but it's impossible to pick just one. And the other one is this Tom Ford Honeymoon palette. And so these two I'm really loving right now. And, you know, will I love it in a year from now? I think so. It's just, these are such, you know, classic palettes that the colors will, I don't think will ever go away, right? And right now the Pantone color of the year is what, yellow and gray. Those are not colors that I would wear anyway. So sometimes the Pantone colors sway me in like my eyeshadow palettes, but I don't think it will this year. But I mean, golly, I mean, take a look at this. I mean, tell me this is not beautiful. I mean, it is gorgeous. I mean, how can you not love this? And yeah, so that's it. That's my favorite high-end eyeshadow palette favorites right now. And if you made me choose between this one and Tom Ford, I probably would have to pick this one because of the, not so much the formula, because they're just as good on both, but because I can make more looks with this one. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that, my beautiful wildflowers. I hope you enjoyed it. If any of you out there that have a channel and that are interested in doing this tag, please do so. And I will go ahead and leave the questions and the information that you should mention and the details below, okay? And that actually gives you Jenna, Kelly, Jen, and Mel's right? So that way you give them credit as well. So, if I added any value, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on and subscribe and let's have fun with us. So, okay. And thank you so much for spending your moments with me today. I know your moments are important. And I say this all the time because I truly mean it. And thank you so much. And if you have any questions, any asks, or anything, please put it below. And so, as I always say, my beautiful wildflowers, never sweat the small stuff. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.